Hi, friends and family. This is Dr. Love, the only doctor of love. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you find yourself. As this series is starting right and starting on solid foundation, and we were talking about comparison. We said comparison being the thief of our joy, and we came to the types of comparison. We talk about upward comparison. Today, we're going to talk about the downward comparison. And downward comparison is comparing oneself to those deemed worse off, like those that we think that they are worst of us, they have a worse situation or worse life, or they have not been able to acquire or achieve better than like us. And in this kind of comparison, mostly it usually boosts our self-esteem temporary, but later on may lead to complacency and guilt, such that most of the time you look at appearance and judge, and you end up judging wrongly and comparing wrongly. Let me tell you this story. There was this guy called David. David is having a brothers, and David not being seen as being talented or having any special skills, he was left alone at the back to take over the flops of the ships of his dad. And his brothers were in the army. There was their opponent, their enemy, with the name Goliath. Anytime Goliath come out to challenge these people, and their soldiers, the armies of this nation are not able to defeat him. And there was a time David went to give food to his brothers, and he saw this guy, and he was like, who is this guy? So he went to his brother and he was like, who is this guy? And his brothers were like, who are you? Who do you think you are? Do you think you have the strength to stand this guy? You are just a little boy. Just get out of here and go and take up for our dad's ships and stuff. They looked down on him. So David would find a way to get to the king, and he was like, king, this guy, when you give him to me, I'll be able to defeat him. And the king also looked down on him, was like, oh, boy, I know that, but something, this guy have been fighting right from his youth, and you are but a little boy, so you don't, just let us take care of it. David persists, and at the end of the day, he went and fought this Goliath and brought him down. And at the end of the day, his brothers were like, wow, this guy can do this. And at the end, he became the king of the nation. Sometimes you may not know the latter end of people. You end up judging them wrongly and end up miscomparing. So, comparison is not a good thing in relationship, in life, in business, in every aspect of life. And never compare your beloved, your wife, to others. So we meet again. This is Dr. Love, the only doctor of love. Take care.